Hey everybody, Benny P here with Lively Legz Fly Fishing, and on today's video we're going to talk about our new patent pending product, the Lively Legz Net Man. It's available in two colors, and let's go ahead and crack into one of these and get started. Let's go ahead and open up the olive tan option. As you can see in the packaging right now, you can see the bungee cord lanyard. This is your holster that's going to go on your hip, and here is the bracket that will attach to your net. Let's open that up and take a look. Okay, there's a better look at the packaging. You can see we have our USA patent pending up top, the name of our product, the name of our company, a couple of our logos. Down here on the bottom we have a QR code, and yes, this is a veteran owned company and the product is made in USA. Let's go ahead and start taking the pieces off the packaging. You will see that the lanyard is held on with the zip tie. We're going to just turn that over. Take a pair of scissors. You want to do this from the back side so you don't cut your lanyard, and pop that open. Alright, there's the lanyard, and let's take a better look at it. The first thing you're going to notice, there's a clip on each end of this lanyard. One clip is going to attach to your Lively Legz Net Man holster. The other clip is going to attach to your net. And this will ensure that your net will always be connected to you. And that's important. How many people out there have lost their net while they're walking through the water or out in the brush? This is going to make sure if your net does happen to fall, it's always connected to you. The next piece we're going to remove is your bracket that's going to attach to your net. And these are just held on by a couple little pieces of double-sided tape. Easily snap that off. Peel off that tape, and it's ready to attach to your net. Alright, we have our bungee cord removed, our bracket sitting right here. This is the bracket that's going to connect to the net, and we're going to connect that bracket to the net. If you look down here inside the holster piece, you're going to see there's a little Ziploc bag, and in that bag are the two screws that you're going to need to attach this to your net, this little bracket piece. Go ahead and put those over there with the bracket piece, and let's go ahead and remove the Lively Legz holster piece. And you can see that popped right off. That's also held on there with double-sided tape. Just turn that over, peel that tape away. There is your Lively Legz Net Man system. Now let's go ahead and attach one of these to one of our Lively Legz wooden handled nets. Okay, we got our Lively Legz net, wooden handled net on the table. We have our bracket piece that comes with the Netman. We have our two screws, and we have our screwdriver. Our screwdriver has a number 1 bit in it. That's important. If you use a number 2 bit, you could strip out that little screw. So make sure you're using a number 1 bit, which is smaller than the common number 2 bit. We're going to go ahead and take this bracket piece first, and you can see there's a magnet down on this end. There's no magnet up here. You want your magnet closest to the net. You don't want it up here by the top of the handle. So if you flip it around this way, you're going to see that is wrong. You need that magnet, which is on this side of the bracket piece. You want that down closer to your net, not up towards the top of your handle. Okay, that is zoomed in better. We're going to go ahead and center this bracket. You want your bracket down towards your net. You don't want it way up here on your handle. You want it down closer to your net. You want to center it. You want to make sure this magnet, this little round magnet, isn't facing up here. It's got to be down closer to your net, because that's how it's going to go into the holster piece. And we have it centered right there. I'm going to hold it down tight, and I'm going to take my screwdriver and I'm going to put an indentation in my net right there, and then I'm going to hold it in place. I'm going to move it and come to this next one, put another indentation. Now we can move that, and you can see those are the two spots where the screws are going to go. Okay, there's my little bag with my screws. Be careful with these buggers are little. Pour those out in my hand and put them down right here. I'm going to take one screw. I'm going to take my screwdriver, and we're going to put it right where we made that indentation, and we're going to just get it started. Just get it started a little bit, and then we're going to back it right back out. Going to go to our next little indentation, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get it started just a little bit, and then we're going to back it back out. Let's go ahead and replace our bracket piece right where those holes are, perfectly lined up. Take our screwdriver and that first screw, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to screw it into place. You'll want it snug. You don't want to over tighten it. Buggers are little. Grab your other screw and you're going to come up here to that other spot and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to tighten it down in. Get it good and snug. You do not want to over tighten this. You don't want to strip that out. Okay, I'm not over tightening that. Double check this one, get a little more tight. There we go. Okay, there it is. Good and secure on the net. Your bracket piece is now in place. Okay, now let's go ahead and attach our bracket piece to a carbon fiber net. The only additional tools you'll need to do that is a power drill and a 5/64 drill bit. Just like with the wooden net, you want to take your bracket piece, make sure the magnet is closest to the netting. Put it down on your net handle, keep it close to the net. Magnets on this side, not on the upper side. Center it, just like that. You want to take a Sharpie, hold it in place, and mark those two spots. You can see the spots where you're going to need to drill. We have our 5/64 drill bit and the drill. We're going to place it right on that first spot. Drill our first hole. Come to the second spot. And there we have our second pilot hole. You can see we have two pilot holes for our screws. I'm going to replace the bracket piece. Okay, we have the little screws out of the bag. Place one down on the table. You want to take your first screw. Go to the first hole. Tighten it down, good and snug. Do not over tighten it. Pick up your second screw. Go to the second hole. And the same thing. Good and snug. Don't ever tighten it. Double checking. Top one snug. The bottom one is snug. And your bracket is good and secure on your carbon fiber net. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and back these screws out and show you one more option. The next option would be using tape. This here is vinyl electrical tape and it works great for attaching a bracket piece to a net. Take your bracket piece, get it centered, take some vinyl electrical tape, and let me back the camera off for this. You want to pull it tight, keep it in place, and make a few wraps around your bracket. Four good wraps should do it. Go to the next tab that sticks out and do the same. Let's get on the fourth wrap. Put your thumb on the net, pull it tight, and push it down over. Alright, I'm just taking my thumbs and my fingers and I'm just really pushing that tape down extra secure. And for all the people like me that like to overdo it, you can put one more layer of tape over top of that just to make sure it's extra secure. Okay, I got all dressed up for this part of the video, and let me show you some of the functions of this, and let's put this on and show you how this Netman system works. First off, I'm going to show you that gravity is going to keep your net down in the Netman, but on top of that, we also have a magnet that holds it in place. You see that's upside down, I'm shaking that, it's not coming out, but when you need that net, you don't have to press any buttons back here. You just reach on your side, grab your net, and you pull it right out. That magnet, you'll be able to break that magnet's connection. So we have our bracket piece, your holster piece that'll go on your side, and your lanyard. What you're going to do is you're going to take, I'm going to move this camera down a little bit, put these down. You will take your holster piece, push it open a little bit, find your spot on your side, and click it right down into place. That bugger's not coming off. Alright, with that in place, now we're going to take our lanyard, reach right here, clip it on. Next, connect the other end of your lanyard cord to the eye hook on your net. If your net does not have an eye hook, take a piece of paracord and make a loop and connect it to that. Next step, you have your lanyard piece, you have your holster, lock it in. It's that simple. Lanyard piece, holster, lock it in. You're out on the trout stream, you net a fish, put it back. Net a fish, take the fish out, get a pretty little picture, take your net, put it back in. It's that simple. Okay, now that you've seen how easy the Netman comes out of the holster and goes back in the holster, let's talk about reach. We made sure the lanyard was long enough and stretchy enough to reach out there and get that fish of a lifetime in the net. What if you got to reach out with your other hand for your buddy? We have you covered there too. The bungee cord is unbelievably strong and unbelievably stretchy. Let's see that in action again. One more time. Okay, I've shown you a lot of things, but let's try one more thing. Let's give it the jump test. The wiggle test. And then, fish of a lifetime, whew, right in the net and right back in the holster. And did you know the Lively Legz Net Man is made in America, veteran owned, available at livelylegz.com and several other fine fly shops across America. That's going to be it for today's video. We'd like to thank you all for following along. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, best of luck on the water.